Thank you, Fred, for being with me today. We are at the Centurion Jewelry Show, and this is Frederic Sage, and I've been a longtime fan of his. I mean, how could I not be? Check him out.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I saw him today at the show, and I thought, oh my gosh, we look really good together with our outfits. Do you want to do an interview? So
absolutely.
That's how it all came about. So how long have you been a jewelry designer?
Almost 20 years.
Wow.
And before that, I was a textile designer. Lived in Europe on and off, France, Spain, Italy. And then after doing that for 10 years, I decided I could do something else with my sort of design experience. And I started designing jewelry by borrowing stones and gems from family and friends, because I didn't have that much experience. And I just decided to sketch around the pieces, and it took off.
That's so cool.
Straight out of my apartment.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
I like design. I like color, I like design. The first thing I did was, 20 years ago, not many people were using rose gold, which I call pink gold. So I decided to use that. I mixed it up with amethyst, which is purple, with the rose gold, and I, tried things that are maybe more common today, but 20 years ago they weren't. So I approached jewelry a little differently, and I think that was something that helped me, sort of stand out in the big crowd.
Do you come from a jewelry family at all? Or?
Yeah, my dad and my uncle were gem dealers.
Okay.
And that's what helped me, like I said before, family and friends.
Right.
When I wanted to leave the textile business, I basically said, can I borrow some gems? Or I picked some stones. I said I could design around this. And I started designing around it and made some molds and designs. And my first show that I did, which was in their booth, I sold out. So
wow, what?
Then I realized, hey, I could do this.
I'm actually good at this. I might need to just actually do this. Tell me about your design inspiration.
A lot of times when I started designing with color, I would design around the gem or the stone that I picked.
Right.
But then later on, some designs would give me inspiration to make more practical everyday jewelry.
Okay.
So I would create something that's a one-of, a larger piece, but then many people want to wear something similar every day.
Right.
So I would reduce it down in size and make it sort of a version of the original to make it more palatable for everyday use.
Right. That's cool.
And it could be inspiration from clothing, from chandeliers, from the nature, from anything.
So I'm wearing some pieces from your one-of-a-kind collection. So just so you guys know, these are really amazing, obviously. But Fred has several different collections that, as he says, are, I don't know if I'd say more palatable. I mean, I guess that's one. Well, just like a little smaller scale every day.
It's like having a couture line and then a pret-a-porter line.
Yes.
It's a ready-to-wear that's more for, the mainstream, let's say. Not mainstream, but still someone who wants something special. But then you have the really out-there pieces.
Right.
Which, again, depending on your lifestyle and what use you want,
right,
it could be for you or it may not be for you.
Who buys these pieces? Like, who is that customer that buys pieces that are $50,000 or $100,000? I mean, that's not the everyday person, and it's like, where do they live? What do they do? Where do they wear this awesome jewelry?
Fortunately, none of what you're wearing is $50,000.
No, I know.
But I have things with that. But people, it's like, at times it's like art. People go on vacations in Florida or wherever, and they wind up spending $20,000, $30,000 on a painting, which they're going to hang on a wall.
That's true.
So if you think about jewelry, you could spend $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on jewelry, and in fact, it's something that was taken out of nature, put together by man, and designed by someone, not painted, but actually assembled by man. So it's art.
Right.
But you're wearing it, as opposed to putting it on a wall.
Right.
So think of it that way. Someone who has the means to buy a piece of art, but in this case, they want to wear it.
Exactly. I love that. Honey, get the checkbook out.
Do you want to know about this piece, by the way?
I would love to know.
So this is a stone. It's called phosphosiderite. It comes from Peru.
Okay.
The stone is a common stone, but not in this color. Usually it's brownish and yellowish and not this beautiful lavender color. and smooth sort of
Yeah,
shine
it's
to it.
really
so
gorgeous.
because this is different than the typical, I wound up making a unique piece out of it with yellow gold, and it's an enhancer, so you could clip it onto your pearls or omegas. So I think of the end use as well. I look for gems or stones sometimes that are not necessarily very expensive, but just different.
Right. And would that be in this category?
Yes, this is not an expensive piece. This is like 5,000.
Oh.
You know, but it's still a unique piece.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely stunning. I love it. Do you miss the textile designing?
I do, actually, I do, because I'm always like checking you out when you come to my booth, right? Because I just can't help it. I'm looking at fabric.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
what
You're
I
like,
used to
look
do.
at that cheap fabric she's wearing today.
And I love color. I love color. Look like the little ring you're wearing.
I know. Let's talk about this insane ring.
So-
What is this? Is that a pink tourmaline?
So, pink tourmaline. This design is called the Blossom. It's called Blossom because it does look like a flower to blossom. In fact, this mounting, I designed this for diamonds, but I also wound up designing it with color stones in it because it's a very attractive cocktail ring.
It
And you
is.
see, it has an Art Deco inspired design, but a little bit with modern twist.
Right.
Split shank. But look at the detail. The diamonds come to the side, different types, colors of, sizes of diamonds, and the center is a beautiful round pink tourmaline from Brazil.
Frederic Sage, thank you so much for this time
My
in your
pleasure.
booth, and it's always a pleasure.
This is
and
fun. I get to be surrounded by beauty of all kinds. Humans, jewelry, and great.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, have a good show. Mwah. Mwah.
Bye,
Ciao.
everybody. Ciao. Arrivederci.